Welcome today to an introduction on customer service and support module in vTiger CRM. So this is just an introduction of this module. So whenever a customer wants to come back to you on their support issues or support tickets, customer service and support module is a place for managing that. So a customer can come back to you on their case, which is actually the problem that they're coming to you. Uh, Case is the entity in the system, in the vTiger CRM. So they can come to you in 5 different ways. You can see over here. One is call, visit, email, web form, web chat, or customer portal. So call or visitors, they make a call to you, or they come to your service center physically to give their instrument or tell their issue, and you can manually create that support ticket in the system. Second is they send an email to you, say at support@yourdomain.com, and that automatically creates a case and links to your particular organization of that customer. And but in that organization, there's a field called domain name. There you'll have to put the domain name of that customer, like for example, the domain name.com or whatever appropriate. The third is a web form. So you can have a form on your website. They can fill a support issue. They can put their name. They can put an attachment based on the name or email ID. It links it to the particular contact in the system. And the fourth is a web chat. So they can come and chat on your website. The chat transcript can be converted into a case. Then the fifth is a customer portal. You give a login to the customer, and the customer kind of logs in and creates a case. Now, another advantage in customer portal is you can also expose your FAQs. FAQs is frequently asked questions and solutions. So you can call it as a knowledge bank. So they can see that knowledge bank, and only if that is not answered in the knowledge bank, they can create a case. Now, the advantage of this knowledge bank is it will reduce the load on your service executives, because they will find the answers online for most of the things what they need. All right. So these are the ways. So once the case is created, then the customer service manager or the appropriate person can check if there's a service contract there. So service contract is an entity in the vTiger CRM. You can check. Service contract is more like your AMC or a service that they have for the period. So if it is there, then you don't have to invoice them. It is complimentary. But if they don't have a service contract, you can invoice them. Then the customer service manager assigns it to a service engineer, and then he also can link to an SLA. So based on the service contract, there are service level agreements. So service level agreements are like, when what escalation should happen, by what time they should receive you. All that can be linked. So based on that, escalation emails will happen based on the SLA that you select. Also, when the service engineer changes the status of the customer support ticket, which is the case, an email updates can go to the customer based on every status that he changes. Now here, once the case is assigned to the service engineer can create a work order and can add line items. Line items are nothing but the spare parts what he wants. All right. So now he goes to the inventory department and collects the spares that he wants. So at that time, the inventory department can raise a delivery note to the service engineer, and based on the delivery note, whatever he has collected in the delivery note, that stock gets reduced in the inventory. The inventory department also has a facility to raise a purchase order to the vendor. Once they raise a purchase order to the vendor, and then when they get that and they change the status of the purchase to received, the stock gets replenished. That means the inventory status of the stock goes up. When he creates a delivery note, the stock reduces. Next, the customer service engineer brings the parts, works on the issue, resolves that, and then once he resolves, he creates an invoice, he or the customer service manager, and sends it to the customer. Now, once the customer receives the invoice and pays it, you can correct the payments. Payments also can be tracked on the vTiger CRM. And then when you change the status of the case to resolved, then automatically, if you want, as feedback form can go where the customer can say they're happy, unhappy, neutral, and put their comments on that. So that's how this entire process works. So here I just took an example of an instrumentation company, how the service works, but the same process applies to any organization that is handling a customer support, whether it's an IT company or ITSA company or a manufacturing company. The process is more or less the same. Happy customer servicing. It said if you up your customer service, your sales will also be up automatically, which is directly proportional to the way how you service your customer. Happy CRMing.